is ABC 7 News This Morning.
What's next for Caylee Anthony? As so many people believe that she is guilty, we will talk to our legal expert, attorney Thomas Glasgow, in our next half hour. Well, Caylee Anthony, she's out of jail, and for now, she's out of sight. 2 weeks after being acquitted of first-degree murder, Anthony was whisked away amid a jeering and screaming crowd. Anthony's still facing civil cases, and there are concerns about her safety. Many people are convinced that she got away with murder. Here to talk about that case, we're joined by our legal expert, attorney Thomas Glasgow. Good to see you, sir, as always.
Good morning, Jose.
So where do you think Caylee is right now?
That is the biggest question going. This was orchestrated very well. The cavalcade of people that left the building and began to then disperse amongst all the different places ended up really throwing off everybody, and it became kind of like a shell game. Where's she going? Is she going to the airport? Is she going off to this direction or that direction? Speculation she's in Ohio with family. Speculation that she's out west. No one really knows. That is the biggest secret going right now. The biggest thing that we do know is that she's going to have to come back to Orlando at some point, because she is being sued both civilly, as you mentioned, by Zanny the nanny, and also by the search firm that ended up doing the search for her child.
There's I mean, that would look like it reminded me of the O.J.'s slow-speed chase where the helicopters following the vehicle and everything.
It was very reminiscent, yes.
Hearing people talk about she may have to have plastic surgery and all this to change her appearance, do you think she'd be able to make a living after all this is said and done?
That really depends on the public. I mean, it depends on the public as to whether or not they want to hear her story, and they actually get to vote. You know, you've heard all these things about the Facebook pages that, you know, I hate Caylee Anthony, etc. And the jury found her not guilty, and we have to respect that as citizens. But they can say, no, we don't want to read her book, we don't want to see her movie. And there was speculation that there was going to be a story sold in Hollywood, but Hollywood has since really put the pressure on both the people who are representing Jose Baez and people who had the prospective story to pull out and not really then turn around and get the story. Now, if she were to make any money, those Son of Sam laws that you and I were discussing could impose a constructive trust over any proceeds. However, in this case, since she was found not guilty of the murder, those laws really wouldn't apply to her, and subsequently only the civil suits that we talked about before would be the ones that would garner the funds.
Wow, so she could theoretically make money, but then, well, who would get it? I mean, who's filing the civil suits?
The civil suit that would be filed would be the people that ended up, first the defamation case from the nanny, who she said, you know, this is the person who had it, or had the child, and then they investigated her, and she filed the subsequent defamation suit. And also the people who did the search. Remember, there was a vast search out into the woods and all over the Orlando area looking for her, looking for her child. These people would attempt to recoup the funds. I believe it was in excess of $100,000, the search itself. As for the person with defamation, there may be enough punitive damages there for the defamation for it to take any and all proceeds that she may make as a result of this.
Personal feelings. What do you think the future holds for her?
That, again, is really dependent on the public and how the public reacts. I mean, we have to look at this much like O.J. or Michael Jackson or any of the other big-name trials that went on. Scott Peterson was the trial of the century. Now, Caylee Anthony is the trial of the century. We have Michael Jackson's doctor going on trial very soon, and pretty soon, my thought is that she, although will still be vilified, she probably will then be forgotten at some point.
Fade into memory. Oh, man. Here we go. Well, not anytime soon, though, right?
Not for right now, no.
All right, Tom. It's always good to see you. Get your insights on these cases. We'll be right back with weather and traffic after this.